Left full channel 347, coming from Runnymede. Hi, I'm just outside at the top, right? And what I'm going to do is show you something now about wood, right? It's going to be called Coal from the Sky. Coal from the Skies. Now there's your building, there's your reference point, right? So this is Runnymede house at the top, a gothic look to it, you know. That's just the Trinian's frontage with the clock, right? That's where the bus turned up. Now this tree is interesting, right? See, I've been here for 2 years now, and what I'm going to tell you is this, right? I'm going to tell you two things first. Come in here, right? Come and look at this. I just wanted to look at this first. Look at this. Okay, so this is a branch of it coming down. I'm going to get right close up here. See that? That's part of its bark, right? I'm touching it with my hand. Okay. Right, that's the bark. Branch comes all the way down here, over the top. You can see the bark, right? Onto the floor. And the floor is like, here's my hand. It's beautiful, soft, right? Soft stuff. And it's quite springy. Okay, we've done that bit. Now I want to show you something else too. Before I kind of get into this, right? I'm going to get into this in a minute. I'm going to tell you what. It's going to blow your mind again, as I do, you know that. So this, right, now you can see up here, right, all this has been pruned back. It's a huge fucking conifer tree. It's been pruned back so it's not growing as it would have done. Okay, some of it has been left, like the front and back. This is the front, goes down into the rhododendrons. Okay, it's the same bark. You see the bark all the way along. Right, and this, right, now, okay, two things, right, the first subject is filmmaking, right, filmmaking. I have 20 years in the industry, 30 years filmmaker, right, so I kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to film. I'm an editor, right, by profession, 20 years as an editor, so I had to put a story together and all the kinds of things you think about when you're making a story and the kind of shots you need to get, and for the editor, right. So now I'm the cameraman getting shots for the editor, right? And you can see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of getting stills that you can use in cutting, right? Cutting stills. Okay. So I'm the filmmaker, right? Now, let me tell you a couple of. So I'm telling you that I'm going to help give you a hand in making films and what you have to think about. So think of this piece as like, not as fiction or a documentary. Actually, it's a filmmaker. You are a filmmaker, and I call this a science, right? You're a filmmaker doing science. Well, I happen to be, because I've been here for 2 years and I've spent 2 years getting to this tree properly and thinking about conifers and what they meant, and where that they would have come from and how useful they would have been way back when. Because, okay, here we go. So I've done the film bit, right? So you've got to think of. So look, this is a bag of coal I've collected. See coal, right? Coal in the sky. It comes from the sky, right? There it is. This is like, some of this is really hard, right? Still hard. Some of it's softer and burns easily. And it burns hot, would you fucking believe? Really hot. Gets a fire going. You're not going to see that in a minute because I've got it going. I'm going to sit down here for a minute. I'm going to put the camera on me. So, there's your room, right? Now, just have a think about this for a second, right? 1 second. See, way back when, before the conifer world went, this tree would have just been one of many. And there would have been thousands of trees like this, right, everywhere. Those branches, if you think about how them being cut and where they would have gone, this whole tree spins out in a circle right the way around, right? Creating by itself a living space. I slept here for 2 weeks first summer, and believe you me, this bed, right, this bedroom, look at it, it's enormous. This bedroom is the softest fucking bed I've ever slept on. I'm telling you, it's delicious, not prickly. I'm lying down in it now. I haven't got a prickle in my back, and I've got a soft mattress. Okay, that's what it looks like, Skywood. And I'm telling you, the way this tree would have grown naturally would have been to provide a canopy that was probably impenetrable, because this floor, right, we've had the wettest thick weather ever, and I can show you places on this site which are still absolutely fucking soaking. This is dry. This has stayed pretty much dry. And if the tree had grown, and it's been cut, so that's the point, right? If the tree had been left to grow naturally, you'd have had rooms and rooms here of living spaces that would have been dry from the rain we've had. This has stayed relatively dry. Now what? Not only that, look at this fucking tree, man. You could climb in this and do some all sorts of stuff in this tree. It's the only tree like it here, actually. And the bark is good for burning. It's the same size as coal. It's quite light. You can pick it off with your hands, right? You pick it off with your hands. It comes off quite easily. Bigger chunks. I've taken quite a few already, so there's no more at the moment. But it leaves it all over the place. It's naturally saying, just take me off. I've got another layer behind me. And so, you know, if you need a space, and you wouldn't be long before. So you create the highest, most beautiful fire. Now so here's my bag of coal, right? See coal. I've got sky in the one. I can see coal. It's coal in the sky, isn't it? I don't even think a donkey or woman could do that. The whole bag of this is quite light. Oops. And you see it's like, it falls as well. It falls on the floor in these shapes. They're coal. They burn like coal. In fact, they get, and you're going to see it now. This is going to see science you're going to see. Now I'm walking back. This is how close I am. Why? This is when one of the branches goes into another space. Here, look at this. Like, you know, this is the same dry under here. Kids would love that. We're going into the rhododendrons now. We've cleared this space because it was all brambles before. In fact, it was brambles and rhododendron. All this space here. This place. This is when a Shroomy's bar is going to be. You've got the remains of. Well, you haven't got much left of it now. This is the pink. There's the remains of 2 weeks in. You know, early summer when we're going to have a Shroomy bar here for pinkists. So and it's on the floor here. You can see it. Everything goes pink. It wasn't the best year this year. It kind of hit the summer wrong. You know, it's going to kind of go into the weather at some point because if you think about the weather, it's kind of not what we've been told, right? You've got to remember it's the 25,000 year cycle, and we've got at the moment summer fighting out winter, right in the middle of the country. Right, I've heard that, you know, there's a north coming down and there's a south coming up, and that's why we've got thunderstorms at the moment. But basically it's a 25,000 year one, which is serious. It's a serious battleground in the weather at the moment. Exactly right on the dot. I live down here, right? So I'm going downhill now. I call this my Arthur seat. I don't sit there much, I just call it that. Cherry blossom trees. Like the first thing that happens in spring, the first thing, cherry blossom. You know what that leaves? A canopy of white everywhere. Canopy of white. And I've got a special canopy, and I'll show you where it lands. And, you know, like next year I'll get it filmed properly because it's just a delicious sight. It came straight out of my tent, you know, splattered in front of me, and then came up the hill, and it landed right around. This is where I'm digging I was going to say grave, right? But well, you can see it like that if you want. But it's like right there. I'm digging my cave, right? I'm becoming a caveman. I've got my conifer tree. I'm trying to create more conifers because they're fucking useful. You can live in them. Down here, right, is my summer residence. This is my winter at the moment. It's a bit of a shack. I just put that on it because we're meant to be getting thunderstorms. But hey, you know, I'm used to those fucking things. Anyway, so I've got a fire going, right? This is what I did. Look, this is why documentary, right? This is why you don't need to worry, right? Because even a documentarist who's just pure documentary cannot film without talking to people. You have to go into the village or whatever and say, look, I'm making a film. We don't want to interfere with you. You just do what you normally do. That's the interference point. You can't do it without asking that. So did you get that on film? Does that get included in the film? No. Anyway, here, look. This is burning conifer, right? See how hot that is? It's just the most fucking sick, beautiful fire there is. See that? Now, it's not all that, but this is turning coal. This is coal, and it's like providing the so much heat this fire is coming out of, just mainly because of that. Now, if you think, right, how long have I got? 9 minutes. It's not bad. If you think, right, shots for the editor, right? You know, get your shots for the editor. Lots of them. You don't need them for long. 3 seconds. I always say, you know, film for 20 seconds. It's a load of trash. You just film for as long as you need. And you know the editor isn't going to use it more than a bit unless you're doing a special long shot, which you can do as well, you know, but that's special, right? So let me put some more on, right, just to kind of finish this off. What I'm going to just finish with this with is, what I want you to think about is what it would have been like, right? What it would have been like you know, before all the conifers came down. And maybe there's kind of something interesting between conifers and deciduous, because basically the world turned deciduous, right? And which turned eventually into a farm. Well, so deciduous to a farm, right? And so you have to take, we don't live in a deciduous world, we don't live in a conifer world. We still have some conifers and we still have deciduous, but most of the world now is turning into a farm, right? You need to think about the previous time that there might have only been conifers on Earth and a little bit of deciduous, right? And what that would have, how you've been living like that then. Well, you've just seen up the top, right? Houses already fucking built. You don't have to do a thing. Nature has provided you with a house, right? The heat's here. Everything you need. You've got the softest floor ever. You've got a climbing tree for kids. You've got tree houses. You've got probably, you know, this is the deciduous, some of this. It's not even that. There's the deciduous, there's the oak, right? Two enormous oaks. So this garden, right, I'm going to do another one in the house soon because it's very interesting too. Think about that and what happened. Because basically I'm onto information again and what we've lost. Information we've lost and why. And you know, for some reason I've been seconded to these woods to kind of do a science on them and work out why, you know, what happened to everything. And there's a history of everything in this short space that I've been living. Say hello to Arthur. Hi Arthur. We're coming out here tomorrow, you're going to see a different scene. It's like, I think the rain's stopping and I'm sleeping out tomorrow. You'll see me on the, I've got the wrong pants on, right? See you later. Bye.